Konnichiwa, minasan! My name is Chris Romer Alvin B. Idio.
And I am Joyce Ann Guevarra. We are from Bills 3-1, and today we are talking about the telling time in Japanese.
In this video, we will be breaking down the basic time components, hours, minutes, and time indicators, plus other terms that are related to telling time.
Then, we will combine it all together so we can tell the time in Japanese.
With that being said, let's get started! Ikimashou!
Again, our topic for today is telling time in Japanese. The word time is translated as jikan in Japanese. Jikan. Again, time is jikan. One important thing to note is that the Japanese order of telling time is different from ours. The usual order that we go by is hour, followed by minute, then the time indicator. However, the Japanese tell and write their time as time indicator, followed by the hour, and then the minute. With that in mind, we will start off with the time period or time indicator, also known as AM and PM. In a 12-hour clock, these time indicators signify if a certain time occurs before midday or after midday. Both AM and PM have their Japanese counterparts. AM, or ante-meridiem, which means before midday, is translated to gozen. Gozen. Again, AM in Japanese is gozen. Gozen. PM, or post-meridiem, which means after midday, is translated to gogo. Gogo. Again, PM in Japanese is gogo. Gogo. Next up is the hours. The Japanese term for hour is ji, from the word jikan. Again, the term for hour in Japanese is ji. Ji. The Japanese way of telling hours is by combining the number and the word ji. For example, 1 o'clock is translated as ichiji because ichi means 1 and ji means hour. Now, we will go through all the hours from 1 to 12 in Japanese. 1 o'clock is ichiji. Ichiji. 2 o'clock is niji. Niji. 3 o'clock is sanji. Sanji. 4 o'clock is yoji. Yoji. 5 o'clock is goji. Goji. 6 o'clock is rokuji. Rokuji. 7 o'clock is shichiji. Shichiji. 8 o'clock is hachiji. Hachiji. 9 o'clock is kuji. Kuji. 10 o'clock is juji. Juji. 11 o'clock is juichiji. Juichiji. And lastly, 12 o'clock is juniji. Juniji.
Minute in Japanese. Minutes in Japanese is shown on the table. The English word of minutes, written in kanji, written in hiragana, and how it is pronounced or read in Japanese. Take note of the different pronunciation required for seconds ended with 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10, which are pronounced as spoon, P-U-N, and The rest are pronounced as fun, F-U-N. As the pronunciation are the same, the minutes from 21 to 29, 31 to 39, 41 to 49, and 51 to 58 are omitted in the table. Unlike in English, the word fun or pun, that the meaning is minute, it is always added after the numbers when telling minutes. Telling time with minutes in Japanese is quite simple, and there are no special terms or phrases to express certain groups of minutes. English has more specific expressions such as quarter, past 2, and to 7. To express 30 minutes past o'clock in Japanese, just add the word han, meaning half, after the number. There is no particular word for quarter when telling time in Japanese. It's simply 15 minutes or ju go fun. 5 past 6 or 6:05 is rokuji go fun in Japanese. 10 to 7 is Shichi Ji Jopun Mai in Japanese, which literally means 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. The example for this is Hikoki wa asa 8 ji kan ni shupatsu shimasu. In English, the airplane departs at 8:30 in the morning. Next, Ashita no kaigi wa 3 ju 5 分前に来てください. In English, please come to tomorrow's meeting 15 minutes before 3 o'clock.
Now we know how to tell the hour, minutes, and time indicator. We will now combine it all together to tell time in Japanese. Let's start with a few examples. First is 1:23 p.m. How would you translate 1:23 p.m. into Japanese? Keep in mind the order of how the Japanese tell their time. First would be gogo for p.m., followed by ichiji for 1 o'clock, and finally niju go fun for 23 minutes. Again, 1:23 p.m. in Japanese is gogo ichiji niju go fun. Another example is 12:51 a.m. Following the previous example, first would be gozen for a.m. Next is juniji for 12 o'clock. And lastly, gojuipun for 15 minutes. Again, 12:51 a.m. in Japanese is gozen, juniji, gojuipun. Our last example would be 6:18 p.m. To translate this into Japanese, we would just follow the first two examples. Starting up with gogo for p.m., rokuji for 6 o'clock, and juhapun for 18 minutes. Again, 6:18 p.m. in Japanese is gogo, rokuji, juhapun. Now, we would be tackling sentence examples that uses time.
First, jishin wa asa koji ni 14 fun ni okimashita. The meaning in English is, the earthquake occurred at 9:24 in the morning.
The next example will be, we will go to the school at 9:59 a.m. This translates to, watashi tachi wa gozen kuji goju ni gaku ni ikimasu.
Next, chugi no densha wa 3時47分に来ます. The English word is, the next train comes at 3:47.
Another example is, I will watch anime at 7:30 p.m. This is translated as, watashi wa Gogo shichijihan ni anime yo mimasu.
Last, Ima no jikan wa gogu roku ji ju hapun desu. In English, the current time is 6:18 p.m. What if you want to give a non-specific or approximate time in Japanese? Here is some basic vocabulary for describing time in Japanese based on the general time of day. The word AM is equivalent to the word Japanese gosen, the PM is gogo, morning asa, early morning is sochu, sunrise is hinode, noon is shogo, midday is nichu, early evening is yogata, sunset is nichibutsu, evening or night is yoru, and midnight is shinya. How to ask time in Japanese? To ask what is the time now, you will normally say ima nanji desu ka? Meaning, what is the time now? And the answer for a correct time expression is something like goji yonju gofun desu, meaning it's 5:45.
And that's pretty much it.
Those are the basics of telling time in Japanese.
We hope that this video was helpful to you guys, especially to those who want to learn how to speak Japanese.
Thank you for watching!
Until next time, mata ne!